Hey guys. Okay, so today I want to go over something that's really helped me a lot. I took a lot of the ambassadors' tips and tricks and helpful scripts and put them all together for all of us. I'm going to kind of go over this. I know it looks a little bit overwhelming, and sorry for my chicken scratch, but I'm going to go through it in detail with everybody just so that you can really understand it. And if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me or reach out to your leader so we can help you. Okay, so this is the steps 1 through 7 for closing, conversations, closing, and regular just tips. So I'm going to start with the loyal customer side. Okay, so when you're talking with a loyal customer, the most important thing I personally think is to start the relationship with them and make that initial contact. You know, start asking them questions about themselves. I've noticed that when I stopped saying, like, going straight into the business, and I actually started like a conversation with them. If I saw that they wanted a specific product or something, I would start and I would ask them something else that has nothing to do with that product, just so I can get to know them a little bit better. Like, let's say I know somebody from high school or something and they're now interested in the wraps, and I could be like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you, what's new in your life? And then lead into the wrap. So a little bit of examples of like how to reach out to people and making the initial contacts is through texting, messaging, calling. I put calling in bold because I've been getting on the phone a lot more and I've seen a lot more response from that. DM is direct messaging in Instagram, PM, personal messaging in Facebook, commenting on people's posts, liking on people's posts, or double tapping on Instagram. And I also noticed that when you give a compliment, most of the time, I mean, everybody wants to get a compliment, but when you give a compliment, you normally get a compliment. So it's kind of a double whammy. It makes them feel good, it makes you feel good. And find a similarity. This is probably one of my biggest tips, because when I notice that when I actually can relate to them, even if it's like the smallest thing, like we both have dogs, but I have a similarity with them, I've noticed that they're a little bit more inclined to open up to me. So that's the first part of it. Now I want to kind of go into detail about like the typical conversations. So if you want to screenshot this, or what I recommend is writing down all of this as I'm talking about it, because you'll be able to obtain more information by writing it down, but also you'll have it in your notes with you at any time. And I do recommend putting it in your notes on your phone, because then you can copy and paste it whenever you need to be using it. Okay, so the initial contact. So this is really, really important. And one big tip that I've learned is when you are actually giving the initial contact, so this part right here, so these are emojis. These are my not so good emoji drawings, but there are emojis. So normally I put like 3 emojis before, and then I say, hey, Jessica, and then the exact 3 emojis that I started with, I put at the end. And then I actually enter so that the next part of it is on the next line. The reason for that is because then when they're going to be seeing it like in their messages tab on their phone, all they're going to be seeing is, hey Jessica, not all this like stuff about the business part. So they're more inclined to be opening up that message and actually reading it. So the next thing, sorry if I move around, I'm kind of just standing here, but the next thing that I would say is I'm so excited that, and I use my son's name as Caden. You can say like my family and I, or you can say just I. You can say if you just started to get, or you just are getting started, you could say I just joined, or just starting up my new business or something like that. But if you are already in the business and you want to just be contacting new people, I would say, I'm so excited that Kate and I are updating our business and I could really use your help. Text or message me back so I can give you details. Then that's it. No more, no less, just that's it. And then most of the time they're going to say, sure, what is it? And then you respond by saying, I need 10 trial customers to give me some honest feedback on our health and wellness products. All you have to do is get just one product for 3 months. Products start as low as $15. Your honest feedback will help me market better. Can I count on you? That's it. And then when they say yes or when they say no, then you just continue the conversation with them. But I've noticed that when I use that, can I count on you? It sounds like you really do honestly want their feedback, which is great for us with our products, because then we can know what people like more, what people prefer more, and we can actually be using their before and after pictures to be showing to other potentials too. So I recommend, if you're just starting a business, to be sending this out to your 5 closest friends and families. Like the people who, I always like the saying, the people who, if you are on the side of the road, stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire, who are you going to call? Text that to these people, or call them and talk to them just like this. Let them know that you're really needing their help, and if they can help you out, you would really greatly appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one, which is interest in a product. So when you post something on your social media, say something about like the hair, skin, and nail product, and you have a picture of someone with really long hair, and it's really pretty, and it's saying like need hair models or something like that, then they comment back and they say, I'm interested, or I want to do it, or what is this? Then what you want to do is never respond in the comments. Never. That was one tip that I learned from the beginning, and I'm so glad that I learned that, because other people don't want their business out in the world. So you want to be personal messaging them. So always comment on their comment. I'll PM you, which means I'll personal message you. The reason for that is because then you can go back and you can see who you have, stayed in contact with, as well as if they commented later on, let's say a month or 2 after you posted that picture, because people creep on people's social medias, and they go way back sometimes. But if they commented and you didn't put I'll PM you, you'll know that you haven't contacted them. But after you say I'll PM you, actually go to the personal message right away, and same thing, use those emojis, 3 emojis, hey Jessica, 3 emojis, enter. Then put you're interested in the hair, skin, and nails. Then they'll say, so green is they're saying, blue is you're saying. Yes, what does it do exactly? You're saying. Give a summary using Product Coach, which if you don't know what Product Coach is, it's just itworksproductcoach.com. It's super helpful. Definitely go check it out if you don't know what it is. Or you can get information from the website bullets on your actual personal website, or reach out to your leader and let them help you at this part. If you feel like you word vomit, reach out to your leaders, because they will shrink it down and they will give you exactly what to say to your potential. Keep it short, simple, straight to the point. Like for example, if I were to talk about hair, skin, and nails, I would say we have an awesome product that actually helps lengthen, strengthens, and elongates your hair and your nails, and evens up your skin complexion. That's it. And then they'll say, how much is it? So here's a big tip. Always give 2 prices. Always. The reason for that is because at first, giving out the retail price, because they see this price first and they're like, oh, $55, but then they see the $33 and they're like, okay, that's a little bit better. So you say retail $55 or $33 when you do the 90-day challenge. That's it. Don't add anything else to it. Like, keep it simple. They'll ask, because nobody knows what 90-day challenge is, so they're going to ask, what is the 90-day challenge? Respond like this. You get 1 order a month for 3 months, and you'll get 40% off all products. And I always add in this other part, because some people don't know we have other products besides the one product they're interested in. So I say we have other products like energy drinks, essential oils, supplements, and exclusive skinny wrap. So you would customize that for whatever product that they're wanting. Then after that, wait about 30 seconds and then say, are you ready to order now? Done. Don't say anything else. Don't add a whole bunch of wording. That's it. And then a big tip is don't give out your website. Like, I rarely give out my website now. I know it sounds completely crazy, and I thought the same thing when I started, but actually when they say yes, they're ready to order, you can actually put in their order for them. So I'm gonna explain that when we get down here. So if they say yes, there's 2 different ways that you can do it. You can say, are you by your computer right now? And then if they say yes, you can give them your website, and like you're going to be giving them your website, but you're going to be walking them through the website right away. These are for people who don't want to give their information to you. So this is like the rare occasion that you're going to be giving that out. So you say, go to www, whatever your website is, click shop, then skin, add hair, skin, and nails to the cart and any other products you want. Click checkout, then make sure to click the top green button bar for the discount. And then after they've done that, you're going to make sure you want to, I'd say maybe about 2 minutes later, no, maybe about 5 minutes later, then say, did everything go through? Okay. But this is the second one. This one right here is what I do almost 99% of the time. When I say, are you ready to order now? And they say yes. I say, great. All I'll need is the following. And exactly what they're going to be needing is like their name, their address, a password, their birthday, the credit card number. You'll be surprised on how many people will just give out their credit card number or even send me a picture of their credit card itself. I was so scared at first with doing that, but then once I got over my fear, I was so surprised on how many people would actually just give me their information. But the reason for that is because then they're making a commitment to you, and you have control of putting in that account, that potential loyal customer, and having a less chance for them to be backing out on you. And then how you're going to be doing it is you go on your eSuite and you can put it in through your back office. If you don't know how to do that, reach out to your leader and they can explain a little bit more. A basic of it is go to your eSuite, go up to the top and go to orders, then go to enroll new customer, I believe is what it says, or enroll new enroller or something. Now, if they say no, when you say, are you ready to order now? Here's the big, big tip. Say this exact thing. Would next, let's say Tuesday or Friday, or you pick the day, be a good day for you? I will reserve you a spot to get the 40% off discount. Don't let them, say, I'll let you know. Like, whenever I hear I'll let you know, that's basically them telling me, no, I'm not going to do it. So I now give them the exact, like, a day, and I say, is this good? And if it's not good for them, they'll let you know. And most of the time they're going to say, I don't get paid until next Friday. So what about Friday or Saturday? And then you can really pick a specific day for you to be, a specific day for you to be signing them up. And then make sure you put it in your calendar. That is so important. If you don't have a calendar, go get it. Go, you don't have to buy anything special. I think I bought mine at Walmart for like, I don't know, $10 maybe. Or you can order or print one offline for, I don't know, if you don't have a printer, you probably go to the library and do it for free. But there's always a way around getting a calendar, but just go get a calendar. It will help you write down everything in there. So I heard one thing at conference one time, and it was basically the less that you have just in your head, the more information you can put in your head. And I was like, oh, so basically writing down everything so you can make more room to learn. And then when you're following up with them, it's our job to follow up with them. So we want to definitely be making sure that we follow up, not even on that day when they said that they're going to be wanting to order, but even a few days before that, just to remind them. And then I always say, I only have one spot left. Are you ready to put in your order? Okay, so that's the loyal customer part about typical conversations and everything. I'll go back to the tips and I'll down here and I will explain that in a second. But this is my favorite. I got this from an ambassador and I have used it ever since, and I have seen really good results from it. It not even just, people committing immediately, because once I got over the fact of assuming that they're going to be closing like the first time I talk to them, I've been able to really schedule potential distributors for what day is best for them to be signing up on my team. So these are what's called the steps 1 through 7 of closing with the potential distributor. So step 1, start a relationship. Same thing what I was talking about with the loyal customer. You start that relationship and find a similarity. Give a compliment. Ask questions about them. It's like the same thing with when you're going for an interview. If you're going for an interview in a job, the best way to actually get that job is to turn it around and start making the interview about the person who's interviewing you. So that's the same thing that we're doing. We're wanting to know more about them, which is going to be really effective for us in the long run, because then if you know more about their goals, about their life, about their lifestyle, you can help them better achieve the goal that they want to do. Okay, so after you start the relationship, I normally go back and forth just for a little while, and then I just go right into my script, and I tell them about me. But this is how I get them to tell me more about them. I tell them about me, and then say, "Now tell me about you." So I'll read you exactly what I say. Every single time, this is what I've said. I'm so excited for you to be ready to make additional money right now from your phone. I have a 2-year-old, and I'm sorry, I try to read this on the phone. I have a 2-year-old, and I was struggling bad just staying afloat. When I started, I was living with my parents, going to school, working a full-time job, and raising a newborn on my own. Yet now I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I get to spend every moment with my son. I have moved out of my parents' house, paid off 2 credit cards, and got my freedom of time again. Now, tell me a little bit about you. So, a big part of this is if you don't have a story like that, it's okay. It is totally fine. I didn't have a story when I started. I used my leader story, and I told everybody hers. So find a leader that inspires you and tell their story. Memorize their story and just repeat it over and over and over again. Okay, so then after I say that, then they tell me a little bit about them, and we kind of go back and forth. And then I go into, when I feel like we've started a relationship and I really got to get to know them a little bit, then I go to step 2, which is ask exactly this. How much are you wanting to make? They will tell you. And if they don't tell you an exact amount, ask them exactly. Say, but really, how much exactly a month? How much do you want to be making? And they'll tell you. After they tell you, then step 3 is ask them, how many hours can you dedicate each week to work? Here's a question that I've seen good and bad responses from. I've seen good because people will flat out be like, I only have maybe an hour a day. And I'm like, great. If you have an hour a day, that is great, because then that hour you can really focus on building your business and being able to make that additional income that you are wanting. But now when people say, I'm not doing anything right now, I don't have a job or anything like that, then that is like, that person is probably going to be a rock star because of the fact that they are going to be focusing on this 100%. So it's really good to ask that question. Now, the bad part about it is that sometimes people are like, well, I can only do a few minutes a day. That's like a red flag. That is a big red flag, because if they're saying I can only do a few minutes a day, that's telling you that this person's probably not going to be a runner on your team, because they've already set in their mind that this is going to be just if I can make it work, then I'm going to work this. But they're basically not believing in themselves yet. So just remember that when I find number 3, the question, is very important, because it really lets me know how their journey is going to be. Are they going to be dedicated, or are they going to be basically half-assed into it? Sorry, excuse my language. Now, number 4, say exactly this. I would like to share with you our bonuses. Are you sitting down right now? You may faint when you see these. LOL. Like, I always add in that little joke because people are like, oh gosh, okay, I'm ready for it. Or they'll say something funny. And so they know that, like, I'm a real person and I have humor too. I'm not just someone just to share products and the opportunity with you. Like, I want to get to know this person. So adding humor in your scripts is really important, I feel. So at this point, I share with them a photo of the good bonuses, the ruby, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, all that. I don't explain it at all. I just let them kind of soak those numbers in, because those numbers can be really overwhelming. But what I ask them right after is, what would this do for your family? And if they say, oh, it would do so much, then I actually ask them, give me examples of what it would do. The reason for that is because they're going to start thinking, and it's kind of planting the seed for them to start believing in themselves that they can do this and they can achieve those goals that they want to have. So if they say, oh, it would be a lot, they may respond when you ask for examples. They may respond and say, it'll be able to get me and my husband a second car. It'll me be able to go back to school, me being able to pay off my credit card, all these different things that is so important to know about your distributors, because especially when they're going to be like making a dream board in the future and everything, you're going to get to know them so well. Speaking of dream boards, I have mine down here. Oh, I can cross off. Oh, I did my stay-at-home mom one. But sorry, I get distracted really easily. But I just feel like it's really important to know the examples, because then, you know, you can get to know them a lot better. Okay, so number 5. This is what I say. Now I want to share with you my favorite part of our business, which is our steps to success, which is what the CEO made for us to make the most amount of money effectively. Is that okay with you? So I'm ending in a question so that he or she could be still engaged. So then I go into the steps and I say, step 1, join the team. These are the exact things I say every time, which is initially $99 for your membership, yet our company is 100% debt-free and encourages us to be as well. So they give us a box of wraps where you can resell for $100 a box or $25 a wrap. You will get everything in this photo too, and I send them a photo of the starter kit. Then I say, and I wait a few seconds, and then if they haven't responded, then I go right into step 2. I say step 2 is getting 4 customers, and I just keep it simple. This could be your mom, your sister, your best friend, your husband, your aunt. These are just some examples. I don't even go into the wrap rewards or anything like that. I just keep it simple with 4 customers. Then I go into step 3, go Ruby. I will help you every step of the way and explain, then at this point, explain what that means. Give them an example and say, you know, maybe it's your sister and your best friend and your hairdresser. They need extra money. Those could be your next leaders on your team. And then let's say your hairdresser also knows that her sister and her best friend could use some money. Those connect. It's just by sharing this opportunity with them that is building your business, and you're getting paid for that. And then I always ask them, can you think of 3 people? No, let's go with 5 people who could use an extra $500 as well. What are their names? I actually ask them specifically, what are their names? The reason for that is because if they're going to be, or when they're going to be signing up with me, I'm going to say, now those 5 people that we know that need the extra $500, let's reach out to them today. And then after they give me the 5 people's names, I say, bam, Ruby. Okay, so step 6 is after you say, you know, the Ruby and everything, and you explain the steps, wait about 30 seconds or so, and then say, may I share one more thing with you? And then step 7 is share your story. My biggest tip is be raw. Talk about like the fun, the friendships, and the freedom. And if you don't have a story, like I said before, memorize another leaders and share their story with them. Now, here's a big part of it. If they say, I don't have the $99, I get that a lot, and that's okay, because there's a lot of us that didn't have the $99. I tell them, I 100% understand. I know how it feels to struggle, but I had to think, if I am not doing anything today to make my struggle any less tomorrow, then I'm going to be in the exact same struggle for who knows how long. So let's set a goal together right now for when you will be ready to start working to your own success. And at that point, literally set a date and write it in your calendar so that date is going to be their like big day. And make sure you're following up with them between now and that date, and keeping up with, you know, liking their stuff on Facebook and commenting on their stuff, and letting them know that, you know, you really are genuinely wanting to get to know them more and help them with their goals. Okay, so those are the steps 1 through 7 of closing and combos with a potential distributor. So the last thing I want to talk about, I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes, so I'm going to talk a little bit fast, is just generic tips. These are tips that's kind of helped me throughout the way, which is get on the phone, call them. If you can, which most of us can, don't message, just get on the phone. I remember one time hearing, I believe it was an ambassador said, a 30-minute conversation could be done in a 5-minute conversation on the phone. Sorry, a 30-minute conversation in a message could be done in a 5-minute conversation on the phone. And she was saying how she still has a life, and she still, you know, has a family, and she doesn't want to be neglecting them at any point. So if she could spend 5 minutes rather than 30 minutes and still give the exact same information, she would rather be on the phone doing it. If you don't feel comfortable with the phone, then my next suggestion would be do a voice messenger. Let people hear your voice. They can hear the excitement in your voice. And, you know, like, right now you can probably tell with my voice, like I'm really passionate about this and I'm really excited for, these tips to be sharing with you guys. And you can probably tell in my voice that I genuinely want to be helping everybody, and I'm excited to even continue to use these steps for me. So use that voice messenger on Facebook or any other social media that has that option. Now, a big one is always end in a question. When you're having a conversation with them, ending in a question is, and not a yes or no question, end in a question to where they're going to have to be answering you with thought, because it'll keep them engaged in the conversation with you. Okay, so I talked about this earlier. Once you get over the fact of you thinking that you're going to be closing the sale on the first deal, first time that you've talked to them about a special or a deal or a product, your business will start booming, because it normally takes a number of follow-up times to really get them to commit to being a customer with you. And I got this from a social media guru. Never like people's post or anything on social medias. Always comment with a question. The reason for that is because your social media activity will actually increase, as well as your posts will be seen more because your social media activity is increasing. There's a number feedback of the algorithm, but when you're having conversations like in the comments, the activity and that number goes up. So always be commenting. Try not to, I challenge you, try for a full week. Do not like anything and just comment. It's hard. Like when I started doing this, I literally was like, oh crap, I just like something. So I unliked it and then commented so I could do it. But you literally have to train your brain to not just like something, to actually engage in that post. And the last one is incorporating your business in your lifestyle and share it with others. I noticed when I stopped doing posts that were cheesy, those black and green ones that everyone thinks is super spammy, and when I started really just incorporating it into my lifestyle and what I'm doing on a daily basis. Maybe you're at work and you can only work your business at lunchtime. Take a picture of you with your Blitz card next to your lunch and say, I'm so happy that I have 30 minutes to be working my business, and I can't wait to be able to work my business from home. You don't have to talk about what you're doing right now at the moment. You can talk about what you're excited for in the future. And I always recommend that when you're posting, especially a post for potential distributors, is talking about your past, present, and future. So say, I remember when, blah, 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 I can now, blah, 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 blah. Then say, I can't wait, basically the future. So if you want examples of those, you can talk to your leaders as well. But I hope this is really, really informational and helpful to you. And please share this with your team and comment or like it so I know that you have learned anything. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.